Baseball is coming up on The Score.
A line drive snagged out of the air at shortstop by Paxton Berg.
Don't miss any of the action this season. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube to catch every pitch.
And with a double at second, Danner Wirtz helping his own cause, gets Roseburg a run on the board.
Now, let's head to the field for the pregame show. Here's the voice of Roseburg High Sports, Joey Keeran.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. The site for today's matchup between your Roseburg Indians baseball team and the visiting Ida B. Wells Guardians. I'm Joey Keeran. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Coming up here on the pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson. We're going to get to that. I think they are moving ahead of schedule here, so we're going to need to get to that here pretty dang soon. They are already meeting at the plate, and we might get this one underway here in just a moment, as we are about 10 minutes away from what was the scheduled first pitch, and we'll see how this goes. But let's go ahead. Let's try to stay on time. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll get into it here. These early season games, always a bit of going on the fly. It's Roseburg and Ida B. Wells squaring off. Day 2 of the season for the Roseburg Indians after a win yesterday. For Ida B. Wells, they are 0-1 on this season. We'll have a listen in with Coach Troy Thompson coming up on our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. We come back after this 2-minute timeout on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM at 1490.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. It's time now for our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Along with me is Coach Troy Thompson here. Coach, got out to a 1-0 record on the season after a win yesterday. Looking back on that, how'd you feel about how things played out for the Indians yesterday?
Well, it's always good to win, and it's always good to come out and play clean defensively like we did. So a couple of big things stood out for me. It was our performance on the mound. From Danner was very competitive for him, and he got in and out of some trouble in the middle innings there, and we were able to help him with that defensively. But overall, defensively, I don't think we had an error on the day, and made a couple of really good plays to get us out of some bad spots. The double play in the 5th, I believe it was, the 3-2-3 double play there from first to home back to first was a huge play in the game, and then a couple just great, outstanding, plays on our infield by our shortstop and second baseman sure helped us out. And but credit Danner for that too. Induced a lot of ground balls, a lot of weak contact yesterday. So all in all, yeah, we'll take it. And obviously there's tons you can take away and tons you can work on from that. And obviously offensively, we've got to be a little more opportunistic and do a better job when we do get runners on. But those are all things that we'll talk about all year. So it was nice to get on the field yesterday and have a chance to play another team and to come out with it with a win was certainly good.
You know, I know, obviously, like you said, it's nice to come away with a victory, and that is kind of your goal when you get out there. But these are learning moments for you as coaches evaluating the team and for the players out there. We saw a lot of guys that were getting opportunities, maybe larger roles than they had last year, new roles that if they weren't here last year, or maybe different positions. Do you feel like that was a nice way to kind of break the ice on the season and get those guys out there to maybe get rid of some nerves, get rid of some jitters, and hopefully get into this season and get the ball rolling now?
Well, I hope so. That's always it. They've all played this game a long time, so the more they can get out here at this level and in this setting to do that, I think is a good thing. The more experience they get here certainly helps them. We had, like you said, several players that it was their first go out here, and for them to come in and get to play and get a win out of it, to play well enough to win and contribute to that. Nice to see some guys come in with their first hit of the year, and for a couple of them their first hit in their career here. At least one of them that's our freshman. Obviously, it was nice to see him get up there in his first at bat and get a base hit, and maybe that eases a little bit of anticipation or anxiety that he might have had. But a lot of positives from that, and you hope you build off that as you move forward.
You guys get right back to it here today. No layoff, no time to spend some time in practice going over all those things. You're going to work it out on the ball field between the lines. You like the fact that you guys are going to be hitting it pretty quick here with back-to-back days of action?
It's always good to play, and we've had a long time to practice here through the winter and into the early season here. But back-to-back, in mid-afternoon type games like this with school in between, and there's a lot on our players' plates, and for them to navigate that and learn what that feels like is an important step too. But to get back here today, now the challenge will be to come back today with the same focus and energy we had yesterday against a very good Ida B. Wells team that historically has been very good and played us very well through the years, and we've seen them a lot through the years in various degrees as far as going way back in the day here, 07, 09, some of those years. But, more recently we've seen them here early in the season, the last 3 or 4 years here, and they're always a quality team that always has, a plethora of very good arms that they throw against us. So we expect the same today from them, and we're fortunate that they're on their way down for their spring break trip, and we're glad that they're able to spend time and get a game in here with us today.
We talked about it that the roster is not super deep for you guys this year, not a lot of players in the dugout. So that means you probably can't do a lot of tinkering with lineups and positions and things like that. But how much do you feel like you guys kind of maybe try something a little bit different today just to kind of see how that works out, or try to do something different just so you know how it works out later in the season?
Right, that's just it. You try to find the right combinations. The game changes depending on who's on the mound, and that's the case today. So we'll have Fletcher Coleman on the mound here today, and that means we'll have another outfielder in the game, and our lineup will look a little different in our batting order. And so, these are all things we're just trying out, and we have to see it for, the experience, and that's what we got. So fortunately with this group, we have a lot of players that can play a lot of different spots, and we're a lot of interchangeable pieces, so that's good. We have outfielders that can come in and play in the infield. We have infielders that can play out there. We have infielders that can catch, and about all of them pitch in some regard, or think they do. So it's a nice option to have when you're running a little bit of a shorter dugout than, like you said, than in the past we have. But those are all things that need to see the lineup and need to see those guys on the mound, most importantly, and see how they're going to react to a game situation when facing some live hitters, and like I said, in a game situation.
All right, Coach. Appreciate the time, and best of luck out there.
Thanks, Troy.
That is Coach Troy Thompson joining us on the Bowers Industrial pregame show interview. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We got the full interview in, but not a lot of extra time here on the pregame show as we get ready for this one. So let's go ahead and introduce you to the Southern Septic Service starting lineups, and we'll make up our final pregame commercial break coming up later on in the broadcast. But today's starting lineup for the visiting Ida B. Wells Guardians, led by Coach Jeremy Shelter. It is your Southern Septic Service starting lineup. Leading off, Ramsey Prentice, the catcher, followed by Gray Wilson, the pitcher. Batting third, starting at third base, Silas Morrison. At shortstop, hitting cleanup, Micah Burrell. At first base, Jack Burnham hitting fifth. The DH will bat sixth. That's Lucas Marr. He'll bat for starting left fielder Andrew Smith. In center field, Jimmy Tillis is batting seventh, hitting eighth. And starting in right field, Noah Johnson. And rounding out the starting nine will be the second baseman, Walter Robinson. That is a look at your starting lineup for the Wells Guardians. They are coming off of a lopsided loss in their season opener, 20-0, the final score against the number one team in the state, South Salem. That is a team Roseburg will face next week. For Roseburg, their defense, you've got Amos Bowers behind the plate catching here today. Out at first base, Danner Wirtz. At second base, Mason Young. On the left side of the diamond, it's A.J. Black at third and Paxton Burke at short. In the outfield from left to right, Nick Ruiz, Christian Corba, and Rylan Glasser makes his debut. First pitch for the lefty, Fletcher Coleman comes in high and inside for ball one against the lefty Ramsey Prentice, and we are underway at 3:59. Ended up being right about on time for the start of the game, just a minute early as a pitch slices in from Fletcher Coleman for strike one. Fletcher Coleman on the mound. He is a left-handed pitcher. Started in right field yesterday for game one. Last season, Fletcher pitched just one inning for the Indians as he misses low and outside. A 2-1 count to start off here against Ramsey Prentice. Just one inning last year. Only gave up one hit, no runs, one walk, no strikeouts. He misses high, a 3-1 count. So this will be his, presumably, his most extended bit of action on the mound for Roseburg. He did pitch with the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion baseball team during the summer. It was a 3-1. He is in for a strike. Prentice was thinking ball four. Doesn't get that call. So during the summer, Fletcher Coleman got a chance to pitch a little bit more often than he did during the high school season last year. It's full count pitch. That ball is fouled away. And it'll keep Ramsey Prentice at the plate. Once again, the full count pitch for Coleman. Just misses low, and it's a leadoff walk to get things started here today. Ramsey Prentice, the catcher, will head on down to first. Out of the leadoff spot, I'm going to guess they want to keep him on the bases. No courtesy runner for him. Don't typically put a guy that you're going to pinch run for in the leadoff spot. So Ramsey Prentice will get on base. And that'll bring up Gray Wilson. He's going to be the starting pitcher for Wells today. He takes one just off the outside corner for a 1-0 count. Looking it up, Fletcher Coleman threw 12 2/3 innings for the Legion baseball team during the summer. Made 8 appearances, did not start a game as his breaking ball will slice in for a strike. 1-1 count against Wilson. During that summer season, he had a 1-0 win-loss record, 2 saves on 2 opportunities. Finished with 14 strikeouts, 9 walks, and had an ERA of 2.76 as he picks off over to first. Back in safely goes Prentice. One count out of the stretch now for Coleman. Working against Gray Wilson. He fouls off a pitch for strike 2. Gray Wilson, a junior, earning second-team All-League honors last year as a pitcher for this Ida B. Wells club in the Portland Interscholastic League, PIL. They finished second last year. The 1-2 pitch, that one chopped up the left side, fielded, and a throw to first. On target, on time by Paxton Burke because a slow chopper through the left side of the infield. No chance to try and start a double play. That'll move Ramsey Prentice into scoring position. One out.
Third baseman, number 13.
There's still one runner on. Wilson out 6-3 on that put out. I wasn't sure. It kind of looked like it came out of the box funny. I wasn't sure if maybe it had ricocheted off the front foot for Gray Wilson, but no call of a dead ball. Ground ball right side. It'll go to Mason Young, who has gotten a lot of attention at second base in his first season with Roseburg. On the first pitch for Silas Morrison, he grounds out to second. There's 2 down. Ramsey Prentice continues to move around the bases. After a leadoff walk, he is now at third with 2 away. So Silas Morrison, on the first pitch he sees, grounds out to second. Mason Young, a transfer from Douglas, had a lot of action there yesterday. Gets a sharp one hit at him here today. Handles it cleanly. Another lefty up to bat for Wells. It's Micah Burrell who will stand in and takes strike 1. He's got an RBI opportunity with a man at third and 2 away in the top of the first. Just getting things underway. The 0-1 pitch is in for strike 2. Take a look at Roseburg's starting lineup when we come back in the bottom of the first inning here in just a bit. Presuming that things will be going a certain way here. We need to get there first. The 0-2 outside. We'll be taking a look at that in the bottom of the first. And the Southern Septic Service starting lineups from residential to commercial. Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service, woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. Another pitch missing high. 2 balls, 2 strikes for the cleanup hitter, Micah Burrell. Sophomore. As a freshman, though, was a full-time starter at second base, so he has seen a lot of action, kind of like Danner Wirtz, who starts at first today for Roseburg. 2-2 pitch, high and away for Coleman. And after getting out to a quick start, had the hitter behind, 0-2. Burrell has worked his way back into a full count. And just a sophomore, second season as a starter at the varsity level, batting in the cleanup spot, an RBI opportunity. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and that will finish it out. So the first inning scoreless. A man stranded on base for Wells. Fletcher Coleman finishes it out with his first strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on. We will head to the bottom of the first after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Bottom of the first coming up. Let's take a look at the starting lineup put together by Coach Troy Thompson. Your Southern Septic Service starting lineup will feature Paxton Burke leading things off at shortstop. The catcher, Amos Bowers, hitting second. At first base, batting third, Danner Wirtz. Batting cleanup is the pitcher, Fletcher Coleman. At third base, A.J. Black will bat fifth. In the 6 hole is Christian Corba, the freshman in center field. Nick Ruiz in left field will bat 7th. Hitting 8th is Mason Young, the second baseman. And rounding out the starting 9 will be right fielder Ryland Glasser, making his debut for Roseburg. That is a look at the Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the Indians after a 3-1 win yesterday against West Salem. Started out the season with a victory. They'll try to keep it going. Defensively, Ramsey Prentice is back behind the plate for Ida B. Wells. He will be the battery mate for Gray Wilson, the right-hander who will be on the mound.
Shortstop, number 7, Paxton.
Around the diamond at first base, Jack Burnham. At second base is Walter Robinson. On the left side of the diamond, you've got Silas Morrison at third and Micah Burrell at short. In the outfield from left to right, it's Andrew Smith, Jimmy Tillis, and Noah Johnson. Paxton Burke led off the game yesterday with a base knock for the first of 2 hits for him yesterday. He'll take high for ball 1 as we are underway here in the bottom of the first. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on the Score. Inside pitch just misses the corner, and Burke is ahead 2-0. Switch hitting shortstop, heading to Lewis and Clark State College to play for Jeremiah Robbins, former head coach of the UCC Riverhawks, a local guy. Also coached the Doc Stewart's Legion baseball program here in Roseburg for a short time. Got rehired as the head coach out there. And Paxton Burke will be headed out that direction to go play for him coming up next year. Trying to finish out his senior season strong. He's got a 3-0 count from Wilson. Big right-hander on the mound. Delivers ball 4. So both teams will start off the game with a leadoff walk. Wilson puts a man on. Walks were an issue for Ida B. Wells in their game against South Salem on Tuesday. They had given up, I heard it was double-digit walks allowed in that one. South Salem, #1 team in the preseason coaches poll. They are going to be a tough team, and that's going to be one that Roseburg will be trying to knock off in a doubleheader next week. Up to bat, Amos Bowers, the catcher. Takes one down the middle at the knees for a strike. Amos not showing a bunt, not looking as if he is planning to do so, at least not on that first pitch, with a runner on at first and nobody out. Let's see if they change their mindset here with the 0-1 count. Bowers yesterday did not have a hit, did draw a walk. Time called before the pitch from Wilson. Wearing the green tops, gray trousers. They've got green hats. White numbers on the front and the back of the jerseys. As the runner going, a breaking ball low. Prentice behind the plate, can't field it cleanly. And Paxton Burke will be easily into second base without a throw. Stolen base for him, puts him into scoring position, and a 1-1 count at the plate for Amos Bowers. Ida B. Wells across the chest in white script lettering for the visiting Guardians. A look back to second base for Wilson, giving a lot of attention to Paxton Burke, who is out there looking for it. He's dancing around as if he's on center stage, trying to get everybody's eyes on him. Throw comes in, it's low, as this time Bowers does show the bunt, but takes for a 2-1 count. Season preview story on this Ida B. Wells club on OSAA today, listing Gray Wilson as a prime person. Nobody covering first for the Guardians, as Bowers will lay down a bunt. Stealing on the play was Paxton Burke. He makes his way to third, was going to get there anyways on the bunt laid down by Bowers. Bowers will get on with an infield single. Nobody covering first base. And it's not going to be ruled as an error because of,
first baseman, number 20,
they didn't technically commit one, but that might have been a mental error out there for the Guardians. And that will put runners on the corners for the Tribe with nobody out. Pickoff throw to first. Back in goes Bowers. So Gray Wilson. Coach Jeremy Shelter mentioning him as a top pitcher, one of their top 3 guys on the staff this year for the Guardians. He's in a bit of a trouble here with nobody out, runners on the corners. Heart of the lineup coming up for the Tribe. That is Danner Wirtz to start off that portion. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Yesterday, Wirtz gets the pitching decision on the mound, but at the plate, he was 0 for 2, did draw a walk. Looking to get his first hit of the season. This would be a good time. Could give the Indians an early lead. Pick off the look to third, then a look back to first. Runners both places get back to the bag. No throw by Wilson. Oh, 1 count at the plate. No runner going at first base. Amos Bowers deking as if he might take off. Pitch misses high and inside against Danner Wirtz. It's a 1-1 count. Nobody out. So even a double play wouldn't end the inning. Another pickoff throw to first. Bowers back in safely. Danner waiting at the plate on the 1-1 delivery from Wilson. Breaking ball, that one, a lot of movement on it. Drops in for a strike. Started at the eyes, drops down just above the belt buckle. Wirtz didn't like it. Lets it go by, a 1-2 count. Wilson with runners on the corners. Swing and a miss, gets Wirtz. A strikeout for Danner. That's a big punch out there for the Guardians. Gets one out, and now a ground ball could get him out of the jam. Roseburg will try to put the ball in play, and it'll be Fletcher Coleman looking to help his own cause. Fletcher, starting pitcher, batting in the cleanup spot for a second consecutive game. He hit there yesterday. Did not end up getting a hit, but he drew 2 walks out of the cleanup spot. Takes on the inside, a bit too far, missing the edge of the plate for ball 1. The 1-0 for Coleman. Wilson taking his time, and Fletcher Coleman asks and is granted time before the pitch. So no pitch on that one. It'll stay a 1-0 count. Good speed on the bases out there, particularly at third. Paxton Burke, he is a speedster out there. Amos Bowers, not too shabby as well. 1-0 pitch. Bowers wanted to go, but he slipped. I'm not sure if he was gonna go. It's a pitch taken for a strike by Coleman. I'm not sure if the intent was to go or if he was just trying to get him to think he was going. But either way, he decides to retreat back to first as Bowers spun his tires out at first. Could not get going towards second. 1-1 delivery coming up here for Coleman. Go-ahead runner at third. Coleman looked like he liked that pitch but couldn't convince himself to go after it. He takes strike 2. Bottom of the first inning. It is a scoreless game so far in between the Guardians and the Indians. And a non-leaguer here. Second game of the year for both teams. Pickoff throw goes to first. The late throw to second base. In safely goes Bowers. On the mound, Wilson ended up faking to third, then threw to first. As Bowers took off early. First baseman Jack Burnham tried to throw it down to second. Micah Burrell applying the tag, but already at the bag was Bowers. So Bowers will get a stolen base, 2 in scoring position with just 1 out. And Coleman has a chance to really give the Indians an advantage. Breaking ball just missing on the outer half. 2-2. Roseburg with a couple of stolen bases so far here in this one. Two pitch from Wilson, fouled it off. Sunny skies, there's blue sky off to the right field side, and we've got some hazy clouds hovering over the left and center field side of the field. But temperatures are warm again today here in the Umpqua Basin as we have crept up at 80 degrees this afternoon. That is back-to-back days above or at 80 degrees. Rather unseasonably warm for this time of year. I don't think we've officially hit spring yet. Starting to feel almost like summer. 2-2 pitch once again from Wilson. High and away. Misses his spot. Not much for a breeze to speak of here today. It's warm but not scorching temperatures. Nice comfortable day out at the ballpark. Down on the turf, a little warm. 3-2 pitch. First base is open. Just 1 out. And there is ball 4. Second walk for Gray Wilson. He walked Burke to lead off the inning. Now walks Coleman, who draws his third walk already this season in just 4 plate appearances. We'll bring A.J. Black to the plate with the bases loaded and just 1 out. Roseburg has only put 1 ball in play so far. That was the bunt single by Amos Bowers. That's going to prompt a trip out to the mound for the Ida B. Wells coaching staff. These 2 teams, Jeremy Shelter leading Ida B. Wells. The Guardians in town on their way to Anaheim for spring break. They're going to be playing 4 games down in Southern California. Coach Shelter taking his team on the road for the spring break time. That means they not only get spring break, but if they're taking off going south from here, they also are getting out of school on Friday and today. Boy, that's an extended spring break for these boys. On the other side, Troy Thompson, longtime head coach for the Roseburg Indians, 24th year. Just found out earlier today, we looked it up. Coach Thompson won his 380th career game. So 20 wins. If the Indians could get there the rest of the way, if they can get to 21 on the season, Coach Thompson will join a pretty illustrious group with 400 career wins. He's been here at Roseburg doing it for a long time and has had a lot of success doing it. A.J. Black will stand in. A.J. looking to try and drive in a run and give the Indians an early lead. Pops it up. It's not going to be deep enough to drive in a run. In fact, it barely leaves home plate. It's an infield fly rule. The ball will pop out of the glove for Prentice. Come charging in, Silas Morrison also got in there, and he might have bumped Prentice right as that ball was coming down. And it was in and out of the glove for him. But it didn't matter. There was the infield fly in effect, so there's now 2 outs. Brings up Christian Corba, who had a single in his first at-bat yesterday. His first at-bat as a high schooler. The freshman will drop the bat, ducks the head out of the way as he takes high for ball 1. So 2 down on the infield fly rule for Roseburg. Well, they've got the bases loaded, a prime opportunity to get on the board. So far, they have not been able to really make solid connection at the plate. The 1-0 outside for Corba, 2-0 count. Here in the bottom of the first, 6th hitter up to the plate for the Tribe. Bases loaded with 2 down, a 2-0 delivery. Low and a 3-0 count, nowhere to put him. Walk as good as a hit here in this situation for Corba. And I would be stunned if they were giving the freshman the green light in this situation. Well, consider me stunned. They gave him the green light on the 3-0, and I'm wondering if that was not the case. He is going to go have a conversation with Coach Thompson. My guess, not the situation they wanted him swinging away at that. That could have been ball 4, could have brought in a run, and Corba, young man anxious to try and get a base knock and try to support his team and bring in a run. Well, that was an opportunity maybe to do so without having to swing the bat, but he fouls it off. So the aftermath of that leads me to believe that they did not give him the green light. A learning moment, an opportunity for a coach here early in the season. Chance to teach his guy something. There is ball 4, though. Just needed 1 extra pitch, and Roseburg will take a 1-0 lead on a bases-loaded walk, and Christian Corba will have his first RBI as an Indian. 3rd walk in the game for Gray Wilson, and mentioned walks yesterday, an issue for this Wells ball club. Not yesterday, but back on Tuesday when they played against South Salem. Strike taken by Nick Ruiz. Nick had a double yesterday for his only hit of the game. Only had a couple at-bat appearances. He'll look to try and keep that going, though. Takes low, 1-1. If the Indians could get a base knock, they could really break this one open here. Already leading 1-0, trying to put a crooked number on the board. Bases remain loaded. Paxton Burke scored on the bases loaded walk. Bowers is now at third. Coleman at second, and a ground ball right side. It'll be a bounding ball to Robinson. The second baseman makes the play to first, and that will retire Ruiz. Indians will send 7 hitters to the plate here in the bottom of the first. They only muster 1 run out of it, but they do take the early lead, 1-0 in front of Wells. Come back with the top of the second inning as the Indians head back out defensively here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Lengthy first inning here in this non-league 7-inning ball game. 1-0 lead for the Roseburg Indians as we start the second. It'll be Burnham, Marr, and Tillies that will bat for the Wells Guardians here in the second. Today's game brought to you by Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com.
First baseman, number 44, Jack Burnham.
Burnham is a left-handed batter. The first baseman faces the lefty pitcher, and he takes the first pitch for strike one. Burnham, second-team All-League pitcher for Wells last year as a sophomore. He was the starting pitcher in the season opener on Tuesday against South Salem. Pitch bounces in. That game definitely got out of hand quickly for the Guardians. South Salem, #1 team in the preseason rankings. Burnham started. He only lasted 3 innings. Another pitch bounces in for Coleman, coming up short of the plate. So Salem took a 3-0 lead in the first inning. A home run by Tegan Scott. And they led 8-0 after 2. Actually only lasting 2 innings for Burnham in that one. Takes a pitch low, and he's ahead 3-1. Tegan Scott actually ended up hitting 2 home runs in that game. He's one of the top players in the state of Oregon. 3-1 pitch, again bounces in front of the plate, and it's the leadoff walk once again for Wells. Second walk issued by Coleman. They've both been to the leadoff batter. Ramsey Prentice in the first inning, and now Jack and Burnham here in the second. So you've got one on, nobody out. Lucas Marr will bat. He is the DH. Bats in the 6th spot. Hitting for the left fielder, Andrew Smith. Showing the bunt. Tried to lay it down. Did not get a piece of it. Lucas Marr, 0-1 count. Marr, a junior. He also pitched in that game back on Tuesday. Came in the 4th inning. Shows the bunt again. It gets away from Bowers. Will kick all the way to the on-deck circle. Easily getting up to second will be Burnham. Wild pitch. Kicked off the shin guard for Bowers. And rolls away. Shadows creeping out over home plate for those of our fans that are watching on our YouTube channel and at 541radio.com. If you were unaware, we do have the live video simulcast up and running for the games. It's another bunt shown, put down first base side, foul. Bowers will get it. So you can head to 541radio.com. You can find our video stream on there, or you can also check us out on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube. Find us there. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss another broadcast of Roseburg High Sports. Swing and a miss on the 2-strike pitch. That was a 1-2 pitch, and then down on strikes, swinging away was Lucas Marr. Second strikeout in the game for Fletcher Coleman. Coleman has now got a pair of strikeouts, one out here in the top of the second. Man at second base, Jimmy Tillis, the center fielder, get his first at-bat. He takes for ball one. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes for us today. Jason McGuire back there. Austin Stone, the umpire at third. And on the other side of the diamond, it is Josh Rossi. It's a strike taken. Our crew for the day. They chose black as their color of choice for the umpires today. For McGuire, not too bad. He's back in the shadows behind home as a pickoff throw to second, not in time. The field umpires, it's going to be a toasty one out there in the black today, hitting 80 degrees here in Roseburg. Tillis waiting, and we'll have to wait as Coleman steps off. The 1-1 down the middle, in for a called strike two. Tillis is junior. Not a lot of seniors on this year's club for for Wells. West Salem was yesterday. Outside on the 1-2 offering, just missing. Wells actually a large roster last year, and they graduated 14 seniors off of that team a year ago that went 17-11, finishing second in the PIL. Strike three called. Tillis watches it go by. And he will go down on strikes. Back-to-back punch-outs for Fletcher Coleman. He's got 3 in the ballgame. First strikeout looking. 2 away, and Noah Johnson will bat.
Noah Johnson.
Johnson in right field here to start out the ball game. A junior. Takes at the knees on the outer half for strike one. A lot of juniors on this club, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors on this year's club for the Guardians. Oh, one pitch is low. They graduated 14 seniors, graduated some good ones. Cody Roletto, a first-team All-State first baseman last year. Jackson Poole, second-team All-State in the outfield. He is headed to Clackamas Community College. Saw him with the Cougars when they came here to play the Umpqua Riverhawks. That's a name I recognize from that roster. Cam Hammer, he went to Willamette University. Ian Colmer, University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. The ball lifted out of play, foul for strike two. 2-2 pitch coming up for Noah Johnson. You also had Teague Zimmer, who went to Napa Valley College. A lot of guys off this team last year, a lot of seniors, and many of them continuing their baseball careers at the collegiate level. 2-2 pitch, high and away for Coleman. Looking to try and strike out the side. Needs one more. Fletcher Coleman, the lefty, trying to get through another scoreless inning. No runs, no hits in the first. He's walked a man to lead things off here in the second, but back-to-back strikeouts. Now the 3-2. Got him! A late decision to swing after that pitch. Noah Johnson cannot foul it off to keep himself alive. And Fletcher Coleman will strike out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on after the leadoff walk. And it is still a 1-0 lead for Roseburg as we head to the bottom of the second here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Today's contest is sponsored by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Still time to make that decision for dinner here this evening. Pizza on a nice, beautiful afternoon like this. Not too shabby of an idea. Sit out on the back porch, listen to the ball game, and eat some Mountain Mike's. That sounds like a pleasant afternoon and evening to me, but then again, I don't mind listening to myself talk, so that's I might be a little bit biased on that front. Go back to the bottom of the second here. A 1-0 lead for Roseburg. A couple of scoreless frames for Fletcher Coleman on the mound against Wells so far. Now the team will look to try and get him some more run support. Mason Young will lead things off. Second baseman, his first at-bat of the day, is fouled back. Mason Young, a transfer out of Douglas High School, moving up from the 3A classification to 6A to play with the Indians this year. Yesterday, Young was 0 for 1 with a sac bunt and a fly ball out. He only had 2 plate appearances. Grounds one towards third. A nice high hop over there. And a throw to first. Nice pick at first by Burnham on the throw by Silas Morrison. 1 away. Mason Young, a second-team All-League player for the Douglas Trojans last year as a sophomore, comes over here to Roseburg for his junior year. Grounds out to start things here in the second. That's only the third time that Roseburg has put a ball in play so far against Gray Wilson, who continues to pitch and fires in a first pitch strike one to the 9-hitter Rylan Glasser. Glasser, first time we see him this season. Grounds one up the middle, ranging to get to it. Burrell, the shortstop, tosses it over to first. 2 away. Rylan Glasser, a sophomore, getting his first start of his career. Got a sophomore in right and a freshman in center. And a sophomore at first, although Danner Wirtz does not feel like a sophomore after he pitched and played in the field. Was actually ended up being a second-team All-League first baseman last year, despite the fact that he was a very good pitcher as well. 2 away, top of the order, Paxton Burke up for a second time. He walked his first time up and scored a run. He takes inside for ball 1. So this is a young Roseburg team, but some of the young guys they have gotten a decent amount of experience. 1-0 for Burke. One of 4 seniors on the roster. He takes outside for a 2-0 count. Today's contest also sponsored by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Swing and a miss by Burke. Paxton last year hit .353 for the Indians, had 4 doubles, 16 RBIs. He'll take high and away for a 3-1 count. Yesterday had a triple, so I guess I don't have his stats back to his sophomore season when he started a lot at catcher for Roseburg before moving to shortstop full-time starting his junior year. Don't know if he had any triples his sophomore year. That might have been his first triple for a Roseburg Indian, or as a Roseburg Indian, as he fouls off the 3-1 pitch. hopping and skipping around. I think he wishes he could have had that swing back and had a better chance at it. I think he liked that pitch and wish he could have put a better swing on it. Full count pitch, and it hits him. That is always the worst. Could have had ball 4, but you get plunked by the pitch anyways. So that'll put a man on. That is the 4th walk of the game for Gray Wilson. It comes with 1 out, and the top of the, or excuse me, that is now 2 outs. Sorry, I forgot to write down what happened for Ryland Glasser there. Top of the order, Burke gets hit by a pitch, and it wasn't a walk. I'm all over the place there. So it is 2 down, 1 on. Top of the order is going around here. Amos Bowers up for a second time. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. It was a ground out to short for Glasser that I had not written down. Strike taken on the inside corner at the knees for Amos Bowers, who had a bunt single in the first. That is the only hit in the game so far for the Tribe. 3 walks helping Roseburg put a run across in the first inning. They lead at 1-0 here in the second. 0-2 pitch, runner going. The pitch is low, in and out of the glove for Prentice. So easily into second base goes Burke. Second stolen base of the game for Paxton. Bowers at the plate with a 1-2 count. Now a base hit could score a run. Gray Wilson just consistently finding the strike zone. Been the issue for him here today. He's been able to put it in the strike zone, just finds these droughts in his game where he is outside the zone, giving up the walks. 3 walks and 1 hit batter so far. The 1-2 pitch for Bowers, looking to steal third. Not going to make it happen, as a swing and a miss by Bowers will wrap things up in the bottom of the second. Roseburg will leave 1 stranded as we head to the top of the third. It is still a 1-0 lead for the Tribe, as Wells comes up to bat here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
No runs, no hits, no errors for Ida B. Wells. No 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for Roseburg as we head to the third inning. 7-inning contest coming up for us here. For the Guardians, it'll be the 9-1 2-hitters coming up here in the third inning. Walter Robinson, the 9-hitter, leads things off with his first at-bat. Fletcher Coleman, third inning of work for him. Game 1 of the season yesterday saw Danner Wirtz pitch. He tossed all 7 innings for the Indians. Only gave up 1 hit. That ended up resulting in the only run of the game for the Titans yesterday, as Roseburg pulled out a 3-1 victory. Offense was kind of limited for Roseburg yesterday, despite some good defense and good pitching. They didn't have a lot at the plate, but they had enough. Pitch in for a strike. Walter Robinson, the second baseman, a 1-1 count. Ground 1 towards third, a high hop, but Black with plenty of time sends it over to first base. And that'll retire the leadoff man, Walter Robinson. A.J. Black at third, making the play across the diamond with plenty of time. One down, top of the order. Ramsey Prentice will bat for a second time. Described by his coaches as an on-base machine. He did get on base to start out the game. He tries to bunt, and that'll be a foul ball for strike one. Got on base with a walk in the first inning. So living up to the hype as an on-base machine coming into today. 0-1 pitch from Coleman is high. They described him as the top offensive piece for this Guardians club. Earned honorable mention All-State honors as a catcher last year. Was also first-team All-PIL. Takes a strike. And that would have been as a sophomore last year, just a junior this season. One-two from Coleman. Popped him up left side. Out to Nick Ruiz with the shades down. We'll track that ball into the glove for the second out. Two down, nobody on. Up to bat will be Gray Wilson, the pitcher. Grounded out to short in the first inning. Today's game sponsored by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. First pitch, Coleman catches the corner. Fletcher trying to get a 1-2-3 inning for the first time. First two frames, he walked the leadoff man. His 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed for strike two. Disappearing breaking ball, swung over the top of it there for Wilson. Coleman struck out the side in the second after a leadoff walk. Almost gets his fifth punch out of the game. It just misses off the corner. Can't get the hitter to chase. And Fletcher Coleman will have a 1-2 count. Misses high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It was interesting in the season preview on OSAA today for this Wells team. They do not have a returning senior starter for the first time in 30 years as a ball fought off by Wilson to stay alive. It's always a luxury to have guys that are seniors that are coming back after starting the year before. Roseburg has Paxton Burke out there. Amos Bauer started some games last year as a junior as well. So he split time behind the plate. Fletcher Coleman bounces one off the dish. Riley Cheney, who is working to get back into be able to play out there for the Indians, trying to get healthy, as a full count walk issued with 2 outs. Gray Wilson will draw the walk. Third issued in the game by Coleman. Cheney did start a number of games last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Number 13, Silas Morrison.
Yeah. Riley started 7 games as the ball popped up left side. It'll be playable for senior Paxton Burke, the shortstop, out to make the catch, and that'll retire the side here in the top of the third. So Roseburg did have a few seniors that were returning starters for this team. Only one of them, Paxton Burke, an everyday returning starter, but nonetheless, they have some of that experience that the Wells Guardians, they are lacking here this year. Right now, they're lacking a run. They trail 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Bottom of the third inning coming up for us here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon. I'm Joey Keeran on a beautifully sunny day, hitting 80 degrees once again here in the Umpqua Basin. We have had 3 of the hottest days of the calendar year so far here this week. Back on Monday, we had the hottest day of the year. Then yesterday topped it at 82, and now at 80 here this afternoon, with maybe the possibility of things warming up just a hair more. We might be back into that record territory once again. We'll see about that. And amazingly enough, there is a cool down expected coming up over the weekend. Saturday initially, earlier today, they were saying only 58 for the high on Saturday after we've had days in the 80s. Now looking at maybe 62 on Saturday. Still pitching for Wells, it's Gray Wilson. He will miss inside, ball 1 against Danner Wirtz, who's up for a second time. Strikeout victim in the first. Gray Wilson has 3 walks, 1 hit batter, and 2 strikeouts so far. He's only given up 1 hit, but it's a 1-0 lead for Roseburg. Pitch high and inside. 2-0 count for Danner Wirtz. This game is sponsored by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. Two-0 count. Wilson takes his time on the mound. Will fire a fastball in at the knees for a strike. Danner looking for his first hit of the season. Stands back in, waiting on the 2-1 pitch. Out in front a bit, fouls it back for strike 2. Nobody on as Wirtz leading things off in the bottom of the third. We got March Madness going on here today. The NCAA tournament happening. First day of action. 2-2 for Wilson. Breaking ball is high. If our broadcast is taking up one of the squares on your multi-view on your TV while you're watching March Madness, boy, do we appreciate that. That's some company right there, if that was the case. Ball popped up right side into the sun. That ball well struck. It's going to take the right fielder way back, and he can't make the play in right field. Noah Johnson has to track it down, is heading around for third. Danner Wirtz will slide in. Didn't need to. He's got himself a triple for his first hit of the year. That ball high into the sun. Right field can be so difficult when you're battling the sun out there. That one got a bit lost in the sun. Noah Johnson was about in the right spot, but could not watch it into the glove. That ball just battling the sun all the way through. It bounces, gets away from a bit, tracks it down, and Danner Wirtz with a little aid from the sunshine finds himself at third base. Second hit of the game for the Tribe. That'll bring up Fletcher Coleman, who's also looking for his first hit. He has walked 3 times already this season, but has no hits. Takes high and away. Nobody out. Danner at third. They do get some action going in the bullpen for the Guardians. Inside, a 2-0 count. Going on right now in the tournament, you've got, let's see, at halftime, North Carolina leading VCU, a 6-11 right now at halftime, 39-28. 2-0 pitch to Coleman outside. Then everything else is in the first half right now. Number 1 seed Michigan leading 16 seed Howard, 26-20. 10 seed Texas A&M leading 7 seed St. Mary's, 13-10. Pitch high and tight, and Coleman, another walk, his 4th of the year. That's the 4th issued by Gray Wilson in this one. On the corners with nobody out, and up to bat A.J. Black. And an infield fly with the bases loaded back in the first. Also going on right now, 11 seed Texas and 6 seed BYU. It is BYU leading 21-20 in that one. So some games early on in their matchups, and then at halftime, North Carolina leading VCU. Michigan is the team I've decided to go with as my champion. I did an alternate bracket just to increase my odds of trying to win a bracket pool that has over 100 people in it. You could enter multiple times, so I did do that. But my main bracket, Michigan, is the team I decided to go with. I was backing the Big Ten heavily going into the tournament. They have already let me down. Wisconsin lost earlier today out of the Big Ten, and also saw Ohio State lose to TCU on a last-second basket. So a couple of Big Ten teams getting knocked out. Congratulations to High Point. They beat Wisconsin for their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Nebraska taking out Troy for their first ever NCAA tournament victory. And Nebraska put it on Troy, 76-47. Duke survived against 16 seed Siena. Siena led most of that game, and Duke ends up winning by 6, 71-65. Arkansas, a 97-78 win over Hawaii in Portland. Vanderbilt defeating McNeese. McNeese actually had a lead through a good chunk of that one, but Vanderbilt rallies to win 78-68. And Michigan State gets a 92-67 win over North Dakota State as a pickoff throw to first, not in time. So those are some of the games that have been going on in the NCAA tournament here today. They will continue with final game starting tonight at just after 7 o'clock. Runners on the corners in our ball game here. Look to third, look back to first. No throw either direction. Everybody back safely. On the mound, Gray Wilson. First pitch to A.J. Black, taking his time here. No pitch clock in high school. Another look to throw, and no rules on how many times you can try to throw to a base to pick off somebody either. I've got a arm warming up. It looks like a righty in the bullpen, but I cannot see the jersey number on that player down that direction. Still waiting, and I think we are going to get the pitching change here. Yeah, that would have to be. We just had one, so a second visit here in the frame means that Gray Wilson's day is going to be done, and we're going to get a new man on the mound. Wilson seemed as if he was just burning some time until a reliever could come into the ballgame. So we'll get a pitching change here in the third inning. Roseburg leading 1-0 right now over the visiting Wells Guardians. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We come back. As we continue, we'll get to the details on the new man on the mound for the Guardians here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community. Our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
New pitcher coming into the game for Wells. It's going to be junior Oliver Hastings that'll take over. Gets his warm-up pitches in here. Today's game brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue and check them out today. That's McClendon Smokehouse. Trying to remember here. I didn't have it in my sports update earlier today because there were so many things to talk about that I might have overlooked it. But, yeah, Oregon State women's basketball beginning their time in the postseason. They are taking on Wisconsin in the WBIT. And let's see here. Try to find. I think they're starting tonight at 6, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's right. Oregon State is officially the host team of the NCAA tournament that's being played in Portland, that portion of the bracket. So they got a bunch of scores for all these games from the NCAA tournament up on their site for their stat broadcast. And I was confused as to why those were all there, but that would make sense. I'm just talking out loud here. I do believe they start at 6 o'clock tonight, though, in that WBIT game that will be played in Corvallis between the Beavers and the Badgers. That's going to be going on later. All right, back to action here after the pitching change. Hastings will face A.J. Black, who's been at the plate for a while, has not seen a pitch. He'll take high for ball 1. Black took to the plate while Gray Wilson was still on the mound. Wilson had multiple pickoff moves and pickoff throws and never did throw a pitch to A.J. Black before they made the pitching change. 1-0 delivery. In for a strike. Inner half at the knees for A.J. Black, an RBI opportunity here. At third base, Danner Wirtz after his leadoff triple. Fletcher Coleman at first after a walk. The 1-1 bounces, gets away. Up to second base will go Coleman. Ramsey Prentice will track that ball down. Wirtz does not look to try and score. Probably the smart decision there, but a wild pitch will put Fletcher Coleman into scoring position. A.J. Black, a 2-1 count. 2 men in scoring position. And an opportunity to start putting some distance in this one. Here in the bottom of the third, still just a 1-0 lead for Roseburg. They've left 4 men stranded on base so far over the first 2 innings. Had the bases loaded with just 1 out in the first. And could not capitalize. High school baseball season started yesterday for Roseburg. The high school softball season started earlier this week for the Indians. And yesterday they were in action, moved to 3-0 after a big win at Dallas. 2-1 pitch, bounces in front of the plate, and A.J. Black ahead 3 balls and a strike with first base open. Coleman at second, Danner Wirtz at third. A 1-0 lead for the Indians. Nobody out in the bottom of the third inning. Yesterday, Roseburg softball, a 2-0 victory on the road at Dallas. Dallas, the number 5 team in the 5A coaches poll. Roseburg, number 9 in the 6A coaches poll. So a big win there for the Tribe. 3-1 pitch. Hastings delivers and fouled away by Black for strike 2. In the game yesterday for Roseburg softball, Harley Agee, a transfer from Douglas, allowed 3 hits, had 6 strikeouts and 2 walks, and pitches the shutout. Tara Singleton, 3 for 4 on the day, had a pair of doubles, scored a run. Cadence Ellenwood, a double. She had an RBI. And big day there for the Roseburg girls, trying to build some momentum. 3-2 pitch, swung on the breaking ball. A.J. Black goes down with the strikeout. A big way to start things off for Oliver Hastings. His first strikeout, 1 away. It'll bring up Christian Corba. Picked up an RBI on a bases-loaded walk in the first inning. He will get a chance to bat with 2 men in scoring position and just 1 out here in the third. Takes low. Roseburg softball. They've already played 3 games in the opening week of the season. They'll get in another one coming up on Saturday. They're hosting McMinnville at 11 a.m. over at the RHS campus. They've got the softball complex all tucked there back behind Finlay Field. Beautiful spot for some softball. Breaking ball ends up in the turf. 2-0 count. Taking a look at other Roseburg athletics coming up today. Roseburg boys lacrosse at Newburgh for their game tonight at 7 o'clock. They had a narrow loss in their season opener against Mountain View. 11-10 the final score. Tight one there. So they'll look for their first win today on the road. 2-0 pitch to Corba. He takes low and inside, a 3-0 count. And then the Roseburg girls lacrosse team is hosting a couple of games at home today. Bend at 6, and then Sisters in Redmond at 7:30 as they get things going for the Roseburg girls lacrosse team. 3-0 pitch from Hastings. And this time, Corba does not take the bat off the shoulder. He'll watch, and he does take a strike. The freshman digs back in. First base open. 3-1 pitch coming up. Looking to get on. And that'll do it. He takes ball 4 a second time in the ballgame. Corba walks once again. That'll load him up. With 1 out here in the third, and Nick Ruiz will try to make him pay. Ruiz had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the first inning and grounded out to second base. Comes up with the bases loaded once again. Roseburg leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. They've had the opportunities to try and stretch this one out. Hastings delivers, first pitch, fouled off. Roseburg Track and Field was in action yesterday as well. They had a really good day down in Phoenix. I believe they took first in both the boys and the girls team standings, if I remember correctly. Let's see here, I probably have that note. Yep, took first in both the boys and girls team standings yesterday. That was a sharp performance for them to start out the season. 0-1 pitch, low and inside for Ruiz, a 1-1 count. And Oliver Hastings on the mound trying to keep this a 1-run ball game and help out his teammate Gray Wilson. Book not closed on Wilson yet. He exited the game with 2 runners on base, so at third base Danner Wirtz, at second base Fletcher Coleman, those runners would go to starting pitcher Gray Wilson's tally if they came around to score. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball for Ruiz. And Nick is down to a 1-2 count with 1 out and the bases loaded. Bottom of the third inning here. 1 out, bases loaded. Hastings will deliver. Breaking ball hits Ruiz on the backside. And he will pick up an RBI for his efforts. Second hit batter of the game for Roseburg. Wilson beamed 1, and now Hastings has beamed 1. It is 2-0 Roseburg with just 1 out here in the third inning.
Number 2, Mason Young.
So Ruiz picks up an RBI. He goes to first. Corba goes to second. Coleman goes to third. Coming in to score, Danner Wirtz after his leadoff triple. 2-0 score, trying to add to it. Taking Mason Young. We'll have a 1-0 count. With a triple here in the third, Roseburg has a total of 2 hits in this one. They've now added 2 runs. They've had runs come in on a bases-loaded walk and a bases-loaded hit by pitch. Breaking ball off the edge, check swing, and it looks like it'll be a 2-0 count. No ask on an appeal for that one. I think they would have gotten it if they had asked, but behind the plate, Prentice does not ask. I don't know if they would have gotten the call, but they would have at least gotten a check-in at first base. 2-0 pitch, strike. So Mason Young sees one from Oliver Hastings, first time he faces him. Two balls and a strike. 1 out, bases loaded. Hastings delivers. It's off the plate. And the count goes to 3-1. Nowhere for the runners on base to go, with the runner at third, Fletcher Coleman, not looking to advance. Long bottom of the third here. Get a chance at a legal ID here in just a moment for the radio listening crowd. 3-1 pitch from Hastings. Got to bring it, and he does. Finds the zone up and in. Mason Young was thinking ball 4. He's got a full count here with just one out. Ball in play. Quite possibly bringing in one. If it's a base hit, could bring in multiple runs. Corba, the man out at second. Coleman at third. Ground ball right side. It will sneak under the glove for Robinson into right field. 1 run scores. They'll hold Corba at third. Coleman comes in to make it 3-0. Roseburg extends the lead. RBI single for Mason Young. That'll be his first hit in a Roseburg uniform. And it drives in a run to help Roseburg stretch out the lead. And the bases remain loaded. Still just one out, and the 9-hitter Rylan Glasser, who will look for his first hit in a Roseburg jersey. Well, varsity jersey, I should say. Left-handed batter digs in. Swings through the first pitch. So Coleman came in on the single by Mason Young. Nick Ruiz up to second. Corba moves to third. Some Spade on the bases here. And Rylan Glasser will try to get him moving. The 0-1 pitch. Sends it in the air out toward shallow center field. Going out, coming in. Nobody gets to it. It'll land in for Glasser. He's got an RBI single and his first base hit of the year. That one is a seeing eye single there. That ball just was in the worst spot for the defense. Going out, Robinson, the second baseman, trying to make the play. Coming in, Jimmy Tillis, the center fielder, and neither able to get there to make the catch. And so it is going to be another run across for the Indians to make it 4-0, and the bases remain loaded with just one out. Second straight hit. Corba comes in to score. And we go back to the top of the order. 7th man up in this one. Sorry, make that the 8th man up. That is Paxton Burke. He has been hit by a pitch his last time up and walked. This is his 3rd time up in as many innings. He gets around on a ground ball towards second. They flip it to second for one. Relay to first. Not in time, and it gets by. A second run will score as Burke heads to second base and will hold there. Roseburg makes it 6-0. Still just one out. That'll be the first error of the game for Wells. And at second base will be Paxton Burke. He will get credit for 1 RBI.
Number 11, Amos Bowers.
He's going to beat it out on a fielder's choice. Then moves to second base on the throwing error by the shortstop Burrell. Burrell's relay to first to try and get the double play. Offline, gets by. Rylan Glasser out at second for the second out. And then 2 runs scored. Pitch behind Amos Bowers for ball 1. So Nick Ruiz easily scored. He's the player that Paxton Burke will earn an RBI for as he came in to score from third. Mason Young scores from second. And then Glasser was forced out at second base as the front end of what was a hopeful double play. 1-0 pitch. 9th man up here in the 3rd inning. Amos Bowers will have to wait. A look back to second base. No throw by Hastings. Three hits here in this 3rd inning for Roseburg. Line drive out towards center field. It'll carry right to Tillis in center, and that will wrap up things for the Indians. They send 9 hitters to the plate in the 3rd, and they will add 5 runs on the board to take a 6-0 lead. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Roseburg in front comfortably here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Getting ready for the top of the fourth inning. Roseburg leading this one 6-0. Before we get into it, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball here on The Score. Going to the top of the fourth inning for the Wells Guardians, they'll have Micah Burrell, Jack Burnham, and Lucas Marr due up against Fletcher Coleman.
Go to the top of the fourth inning. The first batter is
Coleman so far
Micah
through
Burrell.
3 innings. He's not allowed a run. First pitch is low for ball 1. Yesterday, Danner Wirtz didn't allow a run through the first 5 innings before the West Salem Titans finally got one across. It's a big swing and a miss for strike 1 by Micah Burrell. They finally got across to one against him in the 6th inning, the only run he allowed. So Roseburg, through 10 innings of play so far here in 2026, they've allowed just 1 run in 10 innings. 2-1 pitch is in the air down the left field side. Foul territory and out of reach for everybody. Innocently fall for strike 2 against Burrell. He was a strikeout victim in the first inning, the shortstop for Wells. This Wells team, they will be back in action on Monday. Their first bit of action in their spring break tournament down in Anaheim, California. It's a pitch high. The count goes full. They'll take on a couple of teams out of Nevada on Monday and then finish it off with a couple of games against teams from California. Ball 4 issued. Walk there by Coleman. That's his 4th. That has been the biggest bugaboo for him here today. It was kind of an issue yesterday, just a bit for the Tribe as well. Danner Wirtz did give a couple of free passes.
44, Jack Burnham.
Jack Burnham will bat. He did have a walk back in the 2nd. One of the 4 issued. Puts one out of play, back behind home. Starts off with an 0-1 count. So it'll be Reed, Nevada at 4:30 on Monday, then McQueen, Nevada at 7:30 for this Wells club down in California. They're looking to try and finish out this day here in Roseburg with a little bit of positive momentum. They so far have been held scoreless through their first, well, they only played 5 innings against South Salem in their first matchup of the year. So they've played officially 3 innings here today. And so that'd be 8 innings total on the season, and they have been held without a run in all of them. They're looking to try and build some momentum. Strike crossed on the 1-1 for Coleman. Roseburg gets to spend their spring break. They got a staycation. They're going to be here at home playing 4 games next week against some of the best teams at the 6A level in the state. There's a 1-2 pitch here for Coleman. Misses outside. Jesuit is here for a game on Monday and on Tuesday next week. And then it's a doubleheader on Wednesday against South Salem for Roseburg. 4 games total over 3 days. Pick off or a throw down to second to try and get him. Hanging on to it. Tag applied by Burke for the out. Paxton Burke gets the glove in the right spot and hangs on to the baseball. The cut down Micah Burrell trying to steal second. Burrell came in sliding a bit high, and if his foot had actually been lower, he might have had a chance of getting on to second base. Throw over to first base by Paxton Burke is going to retire Burnham. Came back just a hair late out of that replay. Burnham,
Number 12, Lucas Marr.
Put that one to short for the second out. And it'll bring up Lucas Marr. Will swing away and foul off the first pitch. Mara, strikeout victim in the second. He bats now with nobody on. Takes a strike. He falls behind 0-2. So Coleman walked a man to lead off this fourth inning, but he's got a chance to get a 1-2-3 frame, 3 up, 3 down, if he can finish it off here, thanks to some help from the defense. Defense played really well yesterday. No errors for the Indians a day ago. So far, they've played clean baseball here today. The 1-2 from Coleman. Check swing, dribbler first base side foul. Tried to hold up, but Marr, the bat gets out there and he can't hold it back. One-two pitch is in the dirt. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the fourth inning. 6-0 lead for Roseburg. Another ball fouled away. Lucas Marr stays alive. Today's game is sponsored by our friends at First Choice Health Insurance, your trusted team for all your insurance needs. 2-2 count. Another foul ball. The battle will continue. Lucas Marr not going down easily. So a 2-2 pitch coming up once again. A slow dribbler towards short. Picking it up is Burke. Sidearms it to first and will get it there in time. Paxton Burke coming in hard from short. Makes the play to get this top of the fourth inning over with. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on after a leadoff walk. Does not come back around to hurt Fletcher Coleman. So we will head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Roseburg's leading this one 6-0 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Going to the bottom of the fourth inning, Roseburg hit through the lineup in the third inning, so Danner Wirtz for a second consecutive inning will lead things off for the Indians. He'll face Oliver Hastings for the first time. Hastings came in the third inning after 2 batters for Gray Wilson, who exited the game after 2 innings of work. First pitch to Wirtz, catches the outside corner. So the book officially closed on Gray Wilson. He'll give up 3 runs on just 1 hit, 4 walks, 1 hit batter, 2 strikeouts, all of that over 2 innings of work. 0-1 delivery out of Hastings. The righty winds and fires a breaking ball high and inside, a 1-1 count. Reminder for those that are watching with us on our YouTube stream, we appreciate you watching. We ask maybe that you hit that subscribe button so that you can follow the action with us throughout the season. Breaking ball high and inside, 2-1 count. We'll be covering all the Roseburg baseball games throughout the year. And if you hit that subscribe button, you can set it up to get notifications when we go live with another broadcast. So that makes sure you don't miss any of the action. You can take us with you on the go on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, or even watch it on the big screen TV at home. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 2-2. The video streaming capabilities have definitely come a long ways from when we first started doing this about a decade ago. 2-2 count here for Danner Wirtz. Oliver Hastings will deliver, and he gets him to swing and miss for strike 3. Looking to throw down to first base. They will get the out there. And there is the first out in the 4th inning for Roseburg.
Next batter is number 9, Fletcher Coleman.
Danner, his second strikeout in the ball game. He is 1 for 3 after his triple in the 3rd. Second strikeout for Hastings in his relief appearance. Brings up Fletcher Coleman. He has walked twice and scored a run in this one. The lefty takes outside. Dr. Lanson Randall here in Roseburg, a sponsor of Roseburg High Sports on the Score. We appreciate him and his support. Family and cosmetic dentistry. Call 541-378-6694 and visit drrandall.com. Line drive shot into right field. And the first hit of the season for Fletcher Coleman. He's had 4 walks through 2 games basically so far. And now he's finally got his first hit of the year. A line drive pulls it to right field. That's the 5th hit in the ballgame for the Indians. 1 on, 1 out, and A.J. Black looking for a hit. A.J. yesterday was 0 for 3, put it into play twice, struck out once. With 1 out and a man at first, looking to swing away, he'll take high and inside. Last season for A.J. A.J. played in 27 games for the Indians a year ago. He will ground 1 towards short on the 1-0 pitch. They go to second for 1. The relay to first in time. Double play to finish things off in the bottom of the 4th as Roseburg can't capitalize. And they will keep it a 6-0 game. Nice way to finish it off. A little defense there for the visiting Ida B. Wells Guardians. A 6-4-3 double play. Burrell to Robinson, back to Burnham. And that will wrap up the 4th inning. So it is 6-0, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on for the Indians. 6-0 as we head to the top of the 5th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Start off the 5th inning with the ball belted high in the air out towards left field, and that ball gets out of here. Jimmy Tillis, the center fielder, hits a solo homer to start out the 5th inning over the left field fence. He got all of that one. You don't see many balls get out of this ballpark, but Tillis will get the first home run for a high schooler here at Champion Car Wash Field this season. First hit of the game for the Guardians is a solo homer over the left field fence. That has the Guardians plenty to celebrate, that's for sure. And I think has them a bit stunned down there in their dugout. Tillis was a strikeout victim his first time up. Comes back, first pitch here in the 5th inning. Belts it over the left field fence. That was a legit home run. Didn't squeak out of here. Now a ball belted right side, but out of play. It'll start out an 0-1 count for Noah Johnson, the right fielder. A new batter. In for a strike, an 0-2 count here for the new man up to bat. That is Jude Nolan, who will bat for Noah Johnson. Oh, close one, just misses. A 1-2 count. Well, that's a bit of a jolt there for the Guardians. Their first run of the season comes on a solo homer here at Champion Car Wash. Pitch outside, 2-2. It wasn't right down the line where it's 320 down the line. It was a true left field shot. The ball out towards center field, not very strongly hit, and it will get past Corba as he goes to his knees to try and knock it down. Throw to second base will not be in time. And there is back-to-back base hits here in the 5th. Jude Nolan, the pinch hitter, in his first at-bat, rips one to center field. And suddenly, just like that, the visiting Wells Guardians feeling a little bit of momentum here. And we're going to get a trip out to the mound for pitching coach Steve Patterson to have a conversation with the entire team, it looks like, the entire infield. And we're going to get a pitching change for Fletcher Coleman. Coleman gets into the 5th inning. He had not given up a hit until here in the 5th inning. A solo homer by Jimmy Tillis was the first hit of the game for the Guardians. Jude Nolan follows it up with a single to center field. And now we get a pitching change. They'll shift things around in the outfield as they bring in the freshman Christian Corba to try and keep this game in favor of Roseburg. One on, nobody out. New man coming up. We'll take a 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Christian Corba will make his debut on the mound here in the 5th inning of the second game of the season for the Roseburg Indians. The freshman right-hander will take over for Fletcher Coleman. The lefty exits after 4 innings of work. He allows 2 hits, both of them here in the 5th inning. Right now he's only given up 1 run, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. The runner on base at second is going to be Jude Nolan, and that would go to Fletcher Coleman's total if he were to come around to score. So he's in at second base. Coleman will go to center field, takes over for Corba out there. You've got Glasser out in right and Ruiz in left. Everybody else staying the same. Those guys in their same spots. Got a lefty in center and a lefty in right field for Roseburg. Nick Ruiz, the outlier, out in left. He's the right-hander out there. Walter Robinson, the second baseman, digs in, shows a bunt. Runner out at second base, losing his footing. Nolan will race back to the bag. Nobody was there to cover the bag to try and catch him off. Bowers would have had a chance, but he didn't have anybody to throw to. 1-0 count for Robinson. Corba will deliver outside for a 2-0 count. The freshman getting a lot here early, starting in center field as a freshman. Batting middle of the order, kind of the second half. He's been hitting in the sixth spot. His ball swung on and missed for strike one. And now getting an opportunity to pitch in a game that is definitely not out of reach. 6-1 here in the fifth inning. Corba coming in a big spot. Man at second with nobody out. 2-1, showing a bunt and trying to get a piece of it. That's all he got. Robinson fouls it to the backstop for strike two. Looking back to last year, Roseburg beat Wells 6-5 last year here at Champion Car Wash Field. The 2-2 is low and outside, full count. Robinson in that game was a pitcher, DH, and a shortstop. He went 0 for 2. He's got a full count. Chops it left side. It'll be the third baseman, Black. He sends it to Wirtz at first, one away. Second time that Robinson has grounded out to A.J. Black at third. One down, moving up to third base goes Jude Nolan. They've got another runner 90 feet from home. Chance to try and add to the score for Wells in this one. Trailed 6-0. Got one on the board with the solo homer by Tillis to lead things off here in the fifth. Now the Indians trying to keep it a 5-run lead. Breaking ball from Corba high and away to the leadoff man, Ramsey Prentice. Prentice is 0 for 1, a walk in the first. Fastball hits the outside corner against the lefty, 1-1. One out, a man at third. Roseburg leading 6-1 here in the fifth. Breaking ball from Corba misses low and inside, 2-1. Not a bad pitch, just missing the mark. Last year it was Jake Johnson and Dane St. Clair that teamed up to get the win for Roseburg in that matchup against Wells. As the ball fought off fouled. Fouled over the left side, out of play. Johnson went 5 innings, allowed 5 runs on 8 hits with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. St. Clair finished it out the final 2 innings. Didn't allow a hit or a run, had 2 strikeouts. 2-2 inside. It'll get away from Bowers. Covering the plate is Corba. And out at third, Jude Nolan decides not to risk it. So the count goes full to the leadoff man, Ramsey Prentice. Top of the order here, facing the new arm on the mound for the Indians. Full count pitch. Line drive out towards center field. Going out, the shortstop Burke will make the catch, and that is not deep enough. Nolan holds at third base, 2 away. Burke got to that ball ahead of Fletcher Coleman charging in from center field. Burke makes the catch and quickly spins to look back to the infield, trying to see if he could catch Jude Nolan at third, trying to score. That ball not hit deep enough. There's 2 down. Gray Wilson. I don't know if this might actually, yeah, this is still Gray Wilson. He must have stayed in as a, well, they already had a DH. Must have stayed in defensively. Strike taken. 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike. Wilson pokes one to center field, will get down. Hard hit ball drives in a run. RBI single for Wilson. And the Wells offense finally coming alive here in the 5th. 6-2 the score. That is now 3 hits here in the 5th inning after going the first 4 without a base knock. That'll bring up Silas Morrison. That does close the book. So they've got the runner off and no chance to throw him out at second. The ball came in the dirt. Bowers knocks it down but can't get back to it in time as Morrison takes ball 1. And on the bases, Gray Wilson takes second. Ground ball towards short, trying to distract the fielder. Burke able to keep his concentration as it goes through the legs of Gray Wilson. Burke fields and throws to first for the out. So that'll do it for the Wells Guardians here in the 5th inning. But they finally get on the board. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, including a solo homer for Jimmy Tillis. No errors for Roseburg. 1 man left on base for the Guardians. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Roseburg leading 6-2 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
New man on the mound for the Guardians, taking over. Another big kid out there. Big frame on Joa Coolthau. Coolthau will take over for Oliver Hastings.
New pitcher is Joa Coolthau for ID Wells.
So Hastings took over in the 3rd. Came in with nobody out, so he gets 2 innings of work. And he ended up giving up 2 hits. 4 hits, sorry. Actually, I got that wrong. Gray Wilson, I put him down as only 1 hit. He ended up giving up 2 hits in this one. So 3 hits allowed by Oliver Hastings. So Hastings comes out after 2 innings of work, gives up 3 hits. He'll be credited with 3 runs. He also one walk and 2 strikeouts and 1 hit batter. But he hands it off to the next reliever. Coolthau fires in the first pitch for strike 1. Coolthau, I'm going to look back at the roster here. Get the appropriate spelling of this one. 0-1 pitch is outside to Christian Corba, now the pitcher for Roseburg. He takes for a 1-1 count. Coolthau, K-U-E-H-L-T-H-A-U. Pitch inside, 2-1 count. Coolthau, a senior this year for the Guardians. Corba will swing and miss at the 2-1 offering. Christian Corba has walked twice in this game. He's got an RBI and a run scored. 2-2 pitch from Coolthau is outside. 6-2 our score. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here in this non-leaguer from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. Shadows casting out across the diamond as the evening wears on. Home plate, though, now in the sun. 3-2 pitch. Corba grounds one. It goes off the glove for Coolthau. Ricochets to second. Racing down the line and out at first is Christian Corba. Got down the line quickly, but just beat by the throw. Nice recovery by the second baseman Robinson to try and make that play and get the out at first. Whew, that was close. So 1 out, Nick Ruiz batting. Takes high and inside for ball 1. Guess that goes down 1-4-3 if you're keeping score at home. Pitch low and outside. Whew. Be splitting hairs trying to go back and watch that one frame by frame. I just caught it on the YouTube stream, which is a little bit behind of the live action here at the field. So I get another look at it. And yeah, you'd be splitting frames. There's another ground ball right side, covering first. Coolthau there to get the flip from Robinson. 2 down. Defense helping out the pitchers here in the 5th inning for Wells. 2 down. Mason Young will bat. Ruiz grounding out. He's 0 for 2. He is grounded out twice to the right side. Both times to the second baseman there. Mason Young takes high for ball 1. Young is 1 for 2 at an RBI single his last time up. He got it right underneath the glove of a diving attempt by Walter Robinson at second. Coolthau's 1-0 pitch, fouled back. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. A 1-0 count. Actually, sorry to make that 1-1 count. High, 2 balls and a strike. See if we can confirm who else is out there defensively. Make sure there weren't any other changes defensively for Wells. This pitch misses. It goes 3-1. Burnham still at first. Robinson at second. Micah Burrell at short. And Silas Morrison still at third. The 3-1 catches the outside corner. And Mason Young has a full count with 2 outs and nobody on base. Ramsey Print is still behind the plate, so the infield is still the same. 3-2 pitch. Line drive to center field. Goes right at center fielder Jimmy Tillis. After hitting a home run, I can't imagine they would have lifted him. Tillis. Actually, that is Gray Wilson in center field, so I was wrong. They did move some things around out there in the outfield. So Wilson in center. Nolan takes over in right field. And so the left fielder, I'm going to guess, might be Jimmy Tillis there. Either way, the bottom of the 5th comes to an end. Roseburg unable to do anything. A line drive to center field for the final out off the bat of Mason Young. And we head to the 6th inning. It's 6-2. Roseburg in front of Wells on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
1-0 count to start things off for Micah Burrell, who leads things off for the Guardians here in the 6th inning. They trail by 4. Strike across from Christian Corba, the freshman reliever on the mound here in the 6th. Took over in the 5th inning. Got 3 outs, gave up 1 hit. Check swing, fouled away for strike 2 against Burrell. Burrell is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk, both of those against Fletcher Coleman. Coleman's day is done. The book on him is closed. 2 runs on 2 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts over 4 innings. He's in line to get a win, or just as long as the Roseburg Indians can hang on to the advantage here in this one. They've got a nice, comfortable 4-run lead. Don't want to let it slide. 2-2 count. Corba delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 in the dirt. Up to throw it down to first will be Bowers. And there's the first out. Second strikeout in the game for Burrell. First strikeout for Christian Corba in relief of Fletcher Coleman. 1 out. Jack Burnham will bat. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. Burnham, tall lefty. Pops one up out of play. This contest is brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. Inside, 1-1 count. I want to say thanks to everybody that might have signed up for our bracket challenge going on at 541radio.com. The Score Bracket Challenge presented by Clint Newell Auto Group. Inside, just off the corner. Corba misses for a 2-1 count. The bracket challenge underway this morning. Got things going. I'm not liking the way things are going for my bracket. As the ball smoked out towards the alley in left center. That'll get down and roll all the way to the wall. Burnham will head for second. As tracking it down, Ruiz will send it in. They'll cut for 3. In standing up at second base is Jack Burnham. That ball smoked off the bat. He ripped that one. And he'll have a double to get things started here in the 6th inning. 4th hit in the game for Wells.
Next batter will be number 12.
They've got a man in scoring position with 1 out. Lucas Marr will bat. He's 0 for 2. Corba on the mound. He's been throwing hard. He might just be leaving the ball over the plate a little bit much as he gets a strike on the first pitch. And if you leave it over the plate, good hitters can square you up. And right there, Burnham did exactly that. And with a pitcher that can throw hard, if you can barrel it up, you might get some good exit velocity. And find the alley, that ball will roll. Strike on a breaking ball, 0-2 count. So Burnham with a hard hit ball. Also saw a double for Nolan, Jude Nolan. That was a little bit of help from the defense, but he hit that ball pretty hard. As a fastball on the corner for strike 3. A couple of off-speed pitches had him sitting, and then a fastball on the corner froze the hitter. Marr goes down looking. Second strikeout here in the frame for Corba. 2 away in the top of the 6th. The man at second base, and it is Jimmy Tillis, who I believe is now in left field. He will bat. He had a solo homer to lead off the 5th inning. He swings away on a breaking ball for strike 1. Tillis hit his solo shot over the left field fence off of Fletcher Coleman. Breaking ball sits in the zone for strike 2. Tillis was the second to last man to face off against Coleman. The on-deck hitter Nolan, now in right field. He had a double, and he was the last man to see Fletcher Coleman on the mound. Fastball outside, bounces in. Nice scoop behind the plate by Bowers, holding the runner out at second base. That's Burnham. A 1-2 count. Corba trying to get through this sixth. He bounces another one in front of the plate. Two balls, two strikes with two outs. Overall on the day, Tillis is 1 for 2. Got jammed, a ground ball back to the mound, fielded by Corba, and he will flip it over to first base to Tanner Wirtz. That will complete things here in the sixth. A double, it does not come back to haunt him. And we get through the top of the sixth inning. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one man left on base for Wells. And now we will head to the bottom of the sixth with Roseburg looking to add some insurance, leading this one 6-2 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Bottom of the sixth inning, Roseburg leading by 4, 6-2. And they will have their 9-1-2 hitters coming up here in the sixth. On the mound, it's Joe Akulthau. Came on in relief in the fifth inning, faced just 3 batters. He will have a chance to keep it going. Rylan Glasser digs in, 9-hitter. The lefty takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Glasser is 1 for 2 today, had a bloop RBI single in the third inning, helping Roseburg have a big 5-run frame. Squares to bunt, puts it down, but it goes foul back behind home for strike 2. Glasser Rylan Glasser, the sophomore, getting his first action of the season, first varsity action of his career. The 0-2 pitch to him is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One 1-2 count to the leadoff man in the bottom of the sixth. Akulthau. Breaking ball. Does not have enough drop behind it. Sits high and outside to the lefty. The count goes full. Glasser has not walked in this game. He will have now. No, sorry. One more pitch needed. I thought we had gotten to the full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Now we'll see if he can get that walk. Find a way on base. The big right-hander Akulthau kicks and delivers, gets a swing and a miss. Defensive swing out of Glasser, and he goes down with the strikeout. First in the game for Akulthau, 1 away. Top of the order, Paxton Burke, up for a 4th time in the ballgame. Burke hit in each of the first 3 innings. He hasn't come up to the plate since the 3rd inning. Roseburg's only sent 3 batters to the plate in the 4th, 5th. Trying to do a little bit more damage here in the 6th. First pitch swinging away is fouled off by Burke. Now, they've sent 3 hitters to the plate in each of the last 2 innings, but in the 4th inning, they did have a base hit, but a double play cleaned things up after that. The 0-1 outside to Burke. Burke batting left-handed for the switch hitter. Roseburg's got a number of lefties in the lineup here this year. Rylan Glasser, Fletcher Coleman, and Paxton Burke, the switch hitter at the top, usually batting left. Takes high and away. 2 balls and a strike. One out, nobody on base. 6-2, Roseburg in front here in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball up the middle, ranging, diving stop for Burrell, getting up the throw to first, will not have a chance to get it there in time. Beating out the throw, Paxton Burke. So Burke gets on with 1 out here in the 6th. That'll be his first hit in the game, his 4th time on base. Infield single. He's reached on a walk, been hit by a pitch, and then reached on a fielder's choice. This time he gets on with the infield single. So 4 times on base for Paxton today. 1 out, Amos Bowers. Swinging away, pops one up, foul down the right field side and out of play. Bowers, a bunt single in the 1st inning. Since then, he has struck out and flown out to center. Takes at the knees on the inner half for a called strike 2. Roseburg Sports here on The Score, always brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. The 0-2, Burke running, ground ball towards third is foul. So we'll do it again. Burke back to first. They had the hit and run on. We'll have to reset. Bowers got just a bit too far out in front of that one. Cool foul. 0-2 pitch. Runner going again. Swing and a miss. Strike him out. Throw him out. Ball gets into center field. And Burke will be in safely at second with the stolen base. Strikeout at the plate for Bowers. 2 away. Second strikeout for Coolthal here in the 6th.
Makes batter number 20, Danner Wirtz.
Danner Wirtz will bat. Wirtz has got a pair of strikeouts in this one. Both of those were against other pitchers. He does have a triple as well. Here goes Burke for third base, and behind the plate, Prentice didn't even consider trying to throw to third. With the big Danner Wirtz in there, it's a lot to try and throw around. 1-0 count for Wirtz with now a man at third. Racking up the stolen bases here today for Burke. Ground ball hit towards third. A high hop for Morrison. Throw across the diamond will retire Danner Wirtz and finish things off for the Indians here in the 6th inning. So they get a man all the way to third thanks to a couple of stolen bases for Paxton Burke, but no runs come in. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We head to the 7th inning. Roseburg with a 4-run lead, 3 outs away from going to 2-0 on the season here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Looks like an exciting finish in the NCAA tournament here just moments ago.
On the top of the seventh, number 21, Jude Nolan.
We'll take a look at that. Get a legal ID here in a second as well. First pitch here in the 7th inning. Christian Corba trying to close it out. He misses outside for ball 1. For Corba, he came in the 5th inning, so this would be his 3rd inning work. If he can finish this off with the lead, he will pick up a save in his first appearance as he gets a swing and a miss out of Jude Nolan. I think VCU, not a finish, VCU rallies back to force overtime against North Carolina. 1-1. Hits the outside corner, a 1-2 count for Nolan. I think I saw in the alert that I got that VCU was down by 19 and rallied to tie it up and send it to overtime against North Carolina. 1-2 pitch from Corba. Ground ball up the middle. Nolan comes in, and he's had 2 hits after entering the game in the 5th inning. A double and now a single, both against, well, actually the first one was against Coleman. Now he gets a single against Nolan. Or excuse me, against Corba. And Jude Nolan has now had 2 hits in the game. They've both come with 2 strikes against him. So he has been a good defensive hitter, and he's come through. He's on at first as the first pitch misses outside to Walter Robinson. A 1-0 count with a 1 on and nobody out. Game tying run is still in the hole in this one. Pitch outside, 2-0 count. Corba will check his wristband. They've got some new technology devices. I want to find out more about those. Haven't had a chance yet. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Roseburg with some of the new technology that is out there for the sport. Electronic communication devices, which are now allowed at the high school level. 2-1 pitch, bounces off the plate. Nolan will hold that first, and the count goes to 3-1. And Corba got a comfortable lead. The one thing you don't want to do is start giving players free passes to get on base. 3-1 to Robinson. He takes outside, ball 4. That's a walk. 2 runners on. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on The Score.
Next batter, number 22, Ramsey Prentice.
First walk allowed by Christian Corba. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Top of the order, Ramsey Prentice will come up to bat. Now the on-deck hitter is the game-tying run. Corba's first pitch, a bunt, third base side, charging in, Black. Throw to first will not be in time. Bases loaded, and the game-tying hitter will come to the plate. Infield single on the bunt by Prentice. His first hit in the game. So the bases are loaded. Nolan at third, Robinson at second, Prentice at first, and Gray Wilson, now the center fielder, will bat with nobody out. First pitch, he takes one right down the middle for a strike. Yesterday, we saw Roseburg turn a 3-2-3 double play. First to home, back to first. That came with the bases loaded. Brady Popkin was the first baseman yesterday. Turns that double play with Bowers behind the plate. Breaking ball, Bowers back there as the backstop, keeps that ball in front of him. Runners all hold. Nobody out, bases loaded. A little bit of excitement here in the late stages of this one. Corba's 1-1 pitch, fouled off for strike 2. Roseburg needing a ground ball here. Try and get an out or a couple, at least somewhere on the infield. Gray Wilson is 1 for 2 today. A walk, a single, and a ground out to short. Takes over the plate, but low, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases loaded behind the freshman Christian Corba. Delivers the 2-2 low, and the count goes full. One walk already for Corba here in the 7th. Heart of the order coming up here for the Guardians. Another foul ball off the front foot for Wilson. So Gray Wilson will stand back in with the bases loaded. And a full count at the plate. Corba out of the stretch. Delivers behind the head of the hitter, and it's a 3-run ball game as a run will come in. Second RBI of the day for Wilson. He draws a walk. That'll score Nolan, who got the single to lead off the inning. Robinson goes to third. Ramsey Prentice to second. Bases remain loaded, still nobody out, and a visit out to the mound for pitching coach Steve Patterson. So it's a 3-run game. Game-tying run is at first. The go-ahead run at the plate. Roseburg just needs 3 outs to try and finish it off here. Coach Patterson not looking as if he is making a decision for a pitching change. Instead, just out there to calm down the youngster in a big situation in his first time on the mound. Christian Corba, the freshman, he's been a starter since day one, which was just yesterday. Getting his first opportunity to pitch for the Indians. Looking to close it out and get a save. But right now he's put himself in a tough spot. Bases loaded, nobody out, he'll step off. And reset as he gets ready to face Silas Morrison, who is 0 for 3 in the game. Corba sets. Ground ball up the middle, goes to Burke. He steps on second for one. The relay to first. Did he stay on the bag? No. Out at first base, Tanner Wirtz didn't get to the bag in time for some reason. He had to hustle over there. That forced a double clutch and a throw by Burke late across the diamond. A run will score to make it a 2-run ball game. You've got runners on the corners as we will get a visit out to the infield for Coach Thompson for a clarification on the call. One away, they get 1 out of that fielder's choice for Morrison. He drives in a run. It was almost a double play. Burke in a perfect spot to field that one up the middle. So they get the out at second. Runners on the corners. A run comes in to score. That was Walter Robinson. So you've got Prentice at third, Morrison at first, 1 out. And now Micah Burrell will bat. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a pair of strikeouts. Fouls off the first pitch he sees. Two runs in here in the 7th. Game-tying run is the man at first. The 0-1 misses low and inside for Corba. You can feel the pressure mounting, but really there's still a ways to go here for Wells to try and tie this one up. So for Corba, just keep trusting the process. And just get some outs here as it misses outside, 2-1. The youngster finding himself grinding through it here. Top of the 7th inning, Roseburg 2 outs away from a victory to go to 2-0 on the year. Line drive shot will get into left center. That'll get it a 1-run game. Heading for third will go Morrison. The throw in from Coleman will not be able to get it in soon enough. And into second base goes Micah Burrell with an RBI double. And now things are getting a little tenuous. It is a 1-run ball game. The game-tying run is now at third base, and the go-ahead run at second with just 1 out. So men at second and third, 1 away. And up to bat, Jack Burnham, who ripped a double to the alley in the 6th inning. All the momentum on the side of the Wells Guardians. Roseburg would bat in the bottom of the 7th. If they cannot close it out here, they would have Coleman, Black, and Corba due up. Burnham will take a strike, throw down to third. Not going to get it down there. Throws a bit high and took Black right over the top of Morrison, diving back into the bag. A little fearful that A.J. Black was going to come down right on the top of the runner. Not sure what kind of shoes. I believe they're plastic molded cleats. Don't wear the spikes here on the turf. But nonetheless, if he's got any sort of cleats coming down on top of a guy, that would be painful. 1-0 pitch, misses low and inside, a 2-0 count. There is a bag open, but obviously you don't want to put guys on if you can avoid it. Burnham, though, big hitter at the plate. The 1-1, sharply hit the left field. We got a tie ball game here. Throw goes all the way to the plate. Burnham's going to move up to second, throw down to second base. It's not going to be on target. Tie ball game, go-ahead runner now 90 feet from home with just one out. Burnham a base hit and then takes second on the throw. Scoring was Morrison. Burrell gets to third. Burrell, gets to third. And Burnham then moves to second as the throw goes all the way to the plate. So he's got 2 hits on the day. Lucas Marr scheduled to come up, and we've got another visit to the mound. We're going to get a pitching change for the Indians. So Christian Corba comes in. He cannot finish it out. And now it'll be a no decision for Fletcher Coleman. Corba will hope that he does not suffer a loss in this one. They are going to go to Rylan Glasser. It's another youngster getting his debut on the mound. Glasser will take over. A lefty comes in from right field, trying to get 2 outs and send us to the bottom of the 7th with this game tied. He'll inherit runners at second and third as he will face Lucas Marr. He's the 6th hitter in the lineup. He's the 8th hitter to come up here in the 7th inning. Let's go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Four runs here in the 7th inning for the Wells Guardians, and they're not done yet. They have just 1 out with 2 in scoring position. They'll face the new man on the mound, Rylan Glasser. Lefty. Here it's a couple of runners on base. Glasser will face Lucas Marr. 2 1/3 innings for Christian Corba. He gives up 6 hits. Right now will be credited with 4 runs. But there are runners on base that would go to his total if they came around to score. Glasser will hopefully keep that from happening. Fletcher Coleman moves to right field as Christian Corba will go to center. Coming up to bat, Lucas Marr. Pair of strikeouts and a ground out. You don't have the automatic double play option on the infield with the runners at second and third. The infield will play in. Trying to cut off a run at home if they can. First pitch is high for ball 1. Rylan Glasser, a sophomore, Had his first start of his varsity career today out in right field. Now gets his first appearance on the mound. His 1-0 pitch to Marr is in the dirt. Pitching was an area that there was some concern for Roseburg. A lot of unknowns out there beyond starting pitcher Danner Wirtz. We're getting a chance to see some of the guys that they look to rely on, but so far it's been a little bit tenuous here late. 2-0 pitch, high, back pick down to third. Once again, A.J. Black gets kind of carried into the path of the runner on the throw by Amos Bowers. 3-0 count. First base is open. .30 pitch to Marr. And Glasser is able to find the strike zone for the first time. Well, it's been quite the rally back here by the Wells Guardians after losing 20-0 in their season opener. They have fought their way back from a 6-0 deficit. And they have the bases loaded with one out. Lucas Marr walks the first man he walks against Rylan Glasser. Glasser walks the first man he faces.
Next batter, number 10, Jimmy Tillis.
That is the 7th walk given up by Roseburg pitchers today. Bases loaded, still just one out. The runner that matters the most is the man at third. That would be the go-ahead run. Off-speed pitch, high and away from Glasser. Jimmy Tillis has a solo homer in the 5th. That came against Fletcher Coleman. That's his only hit of the day. Comes up in a big spot here, trying to do some more damage. A 1-0 pitch. Misses low and inside. Glasser, the lefty, only thrown one strike so far. His 2-0 pitch to Tillis. High, goes to the backstop. Runner at third comes off, but will go back to the bag. Bowers gets to it quickly. With a 3-0 count, no real sense in trying to test that one out. Settle yourself in, and you got a chance to maybe get that free pass home on a ball 4. Glasser's got to find the strike zone here. Ryland out of the stretch against Tillis. 3-0. In for a strike, throw down to third. Bowers really wants to get that runner out that direction, but he has not gotten a throw down there that has been close. Tillis stays at the plate just a little longer. A 3-1 count. Glasser kicks and delivers. Ball 4. And Wells has stormed its way back to take a 1-run lead, 7-6. A bases loaded walk to the 9th man up here in the 7th inning. And Glasser has walked back-to-back guys. Bases remain loaded with just one out. Burrell comes in to score. And the Guardians take their first lead of the season. And we're going to get a pitching change. Glasser's going to come out of this one after facing just 2 batters. He will not record an out. And so I believe they're going to bring in A.J. Black from third to take over on the mound. We're going to take another pitching change break. 1 minute, we'll be back here. 7-6, Wells has rallied to take the lead on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
It is Paxton Burke that will take over on the mound here in the 7th inning, trying to get the Indians through this. They now trail by 1. He's trying to keep it there and not let it get any worse, as the Indians will have to rally back to either force extras or try to walk off with a win. Burke goes to the mound. A.J. Black goes from third to short, and taking over at third base is going to be Grayson Coate. First pitch from Burke misses low and outside for a 1-0 count. Burke is facing Jude Nolan, who had a single to lead off things here in the 7th and came around to score. He's the 10th man to bat for Wells in the 7th. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Paxton Burke did not pitch at all for Roseburg last year. I know he's pitched some in the Legion season and might have been used as a pitcher sparingly in previous years, but not last year. The 1-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 2. It's a bit of a side armor. He's got a 1-2 count. Needing to get an out here. Down the middle. Ooh, that pitch from this angle looked pretty good, but it just misses. The count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Burke, a 2-2 pitch. Check swing, he couldn't hold up. Yes, goes around. There's a strikeout for Paxton Burke, 2 down. Burke will get Nolan on the check swing strikeout, 2 down. Walter Robinson, a walk in the 7th inning against Rylan Glasser, batting for a second time here in the frame. Actually, that was against Corba, excuse me. So he bats for a second time after walking and scoring a run earlier. He's got an 0-1 count, taking strike 1. Burke's 0-1 pitch inside, just missing the hitter, 1-1. Burke threw 5 1/3 innings during the American Legion season over the summer, pitched in 6 games, ended up with a 1-1 record. And he had a 3.93 ERA. Just misses the zone, 2-1. Roseburg will bat now in the bottom of the 7th. They came in leading 6-2 here in the 7th inning. Now trail 7-6. The 2-1, high, 3-1 count. Nowhere to put him. Walter Robinson walked earlier in the frame. A walk here, though, would earn him an RBI. Bases loaded with 2 down. A 3-1 pitch coming up. Hitters count. Burke delivers, gets him to swing and a miss. And there's strike 2. And now the pressure on. Robinson trying to keep the frame going, see if he can add some extra insurance to a 7-6 lead for the Guardians. Burke's 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that will finish off things here in the top of the 7th. Roseburg will get out of it, but damage done. They trail 7-6 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Started out that inning thinking Roseburg was not going to need to bat, but they'll have to dig them out as we go to the bottom of the 7th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes!
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Want to say thanks to our sponsors, Roseburg Disposal, Southern Septic Service, and Bowers Industrial, helping us make this season possible. Well, Joe Akulthau has a chance at a win now, thanks to the offense, helping him out. He'll try to get 3 outs. He'll start off with Fletcher Coleman, A.J. Black, and Christian Corba. Thanks to everybody tuning in and joining us for the broadcast. A warm welcome to Marcy Michaels tuning in and joining us here. On her way to go watch the Roseburg boys lacrosse game going on. Boys team is up at Newburgh today looking for their first win of the season. Good luck to the boys lacrosse team up that direction. VCU pulls off the biggest upset in round of 64 history. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if I can get that. Biggest upset in round of 64 history, roaring back from down 19 in the second half to beat UNC in overtime. Well, there you go. That's something. All righty, here we go. Roseburg looking for a rally back to try and win in stunning fashion. Fletcher Coleman will take a ball outside, a 1-0 count. Pitch low, 2-0 count. So the headlines here from the sports apps on my phone, the madness has begun. That is a big one there. VCU with that, a comeback win. I think I picked that one. 2-0 pitch, in for a strike, 2-1. Everybody's got a bracket, so of course everybody will brag about what they did, but I might have picked that one. 2-1 count for Fletcher Coleman, who is 1 for 1 today with a pair of walks and a single. He takes outside and is ahead 3-1. Fletcher's been on base every time. Behind him, A.J. Black 0 for 3. 3-1 here from Coulthau. Swung on and missed by Coleman. Joa Coulthau trying to get an out to start things off. The 3-2 to Coleman. Takes ball 4. Fletcher Coleman has been, to steal a term from the Wells Guardians, Coleman has been an on-base machine this season. That is his 5th walk of the season. And he's been on base all 4 times here in the 7th. Got a communication device issue for the Guardians. The catcher not getting the signal from the coaches in the dugout. Those communication devices, the new trend in baseball to signal things in from the dugout. A.J. Black is up with nobody out, and the game-tying run on base for the Indians. Black, this would be a big moment to try and get his first hit of the day. AJ squares to bunt, pushes it down first base side foul. Hey, look at that. I did pick VCU over North Carolina. How about that? How about them apples? 0-1 count. We'll see if they leave the bunt, sack bunt call on for Black. He does square to bunt again, pulls it back, throw down to first, and safely is Coleman. 1-1 count at the plate for Black. And now the umpires, we're going to have them getting together for a meeting. Not Not sure. Coleman got in. The call was safe. They might be. Not sure if they were confirming the count that may be there. At first, I thought maybe they were discussing whether or not Kuhlthau might be doing something that could be considered a balk as he's coming set. That's kind of what I thought at first, but they might have been more just confirming the count against A.J. Black, which I had at 1-1. It seems to be the agreement down there. That would be what I would have thought. He fouled one off and then took that last one for a ball. 1-1, playing in at third is Morrison, expecting a bunt. There it is. It's pushed first base side, foul once again for Black, and he's got 2 strikes against him. Roseburg does have an arm thrown in the bullpen, just in case, I would say. Get a glimpse at that. That might be Brady Popkin out there throwing. It is. 1-2 count for A.J. Black. He hits one to left field. That's going to be a base knock, and it'll be snagged out of the air by Tillis in left. A.J. Black, what a prime time to come up with his first hit of the day. A single to left with 2 strikes against him, and Black will have himself on base for the first time. And there's runners at first and second for the Indians after their 7th hit of the game. So the game-tying run at second in scoring position. The go-ahead game-winning run is at first. Nobody out. A.J. Black, not only the first hit of the day, his first hit of the season. So we've got 2 runners on, nobody out. For A.J. Black, last year hit .203. That's a pretty big way to get his first hit of the day. And now it'll be the freshman Christian Corba, who's moved back to center field. He might be at the plate looking to do something big, and this might be a brief conversation here with Coach Tim Sester to tell him you don't have to make the moment any bigger than it is. Just go up there and get your hacks in. Try to help your team out. Corba was the pitcher that kind of saw things start to fall apart in the top of the 7th, as well as rallied back to tie this one up. He does square to bunt, and a look back to second base by Kuhlthau before the throw home. And that might have been part of the conversation. You can be a hero on this team by putting 2 runners in scoring position for us if you can get a bunt down. It draws in the first baseman, Burnham. Bunt down the third base side. That's a great bunt. Racing down the line, Corba, the throw to first in time to, no, they call him safe. What a bunt by Corba. It would have been a perfect sacrifice bunt. But then the ruling at first calls him safe. And I'm not sure if they've officially asked for the umpires to possibly reconsider on this one. They're going to have Coach Shelter talk with the first base umpire. And I don't believe the ruling is going to be overturned at first. Give you a slowed down look. That went too quick there, but we don't want to miss any action, so we'll go back to it. So at first base, Corba gets on as he beats out the infield throw on the bunt single. Bases are loaded. Roseburg now rallying back with some excitement here. Hopefully Marcy doesn't get to the lacrosse game up in Newburgh too soon. She might miss the conclusion of this game. She's been listening all this time. Roseburg with a couple of base hits here in the 7th after a leadoff walk. Bases loaded. Nick Ruiz trying to tie it up and maybe walk off with a win. If he can drive in a pair, he takes inside for ball 1. Giving Marcy a little bit of a hard time. We love Marcy. She's usually here with us, but off to go watch the lacrosse matchup. She does so much for all of us. The 1-0. High and inside for Ruiz, a 2-0 count. Nick had a double yesterday. So far today, he is 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch that drove in a run in the 3rd. So he had an RBI on a bases-loaded hit by pitch. He's got the bases loaded for him again. The 2-0 pitch down the middle for a strike. Now it is Joe Kuhlthau. We saw Roseburg pitchers facing a pressure-packed moment in the top of the 7th. Now it is Wells pitchers facing a big moment. Ball off the handle, first base side, it trickles into foul territory. Ruiz, a 2-2 count. Something in play gives Roseburg a great chance to try and tie this one up. Coolthau trying to keep that from happening. The infield playing in to cut off a run at home. The 2-2 pitch is low. Ball 3, full count. A walk ties us up here in the 7th inning. Well, how about some fireworks here on a Thursday night here at the ballpark? 3-2 pitch from Coolthau. Outside, ball 4, we're tied. Nick Ruiz picks up a second RBI in the game as he picks up a bases-loaded walk. That'll score Fletcher Coleman, who walked to start off the inning. A.J. Black to third. Christian Corbett to second. Ruiz on at first. Mason Young coming up to bat. For Coolthau, that is his second walk in the game. Both have come here in the 7th inning, and it's going to prompt a visit out to the mound as the entire infield will come in to talk. Roseburg has the game-tying run now 90 feet from, or excuse me, the game-winning run now 90 feet from home. Well, an exciting one for us here. Glad that folks have stuck with us. Woo. Our viewership online has jumped up here. People catching the fact that this game has gotten a bit exciting here down the stretch. Tie ball game in the 7th. Roseburg was up 6-2 to start out this 7th inning. They gave up 5 runs in the top of the 7th. Wells capturing their first lead of the season, only to give it back. Roseburg scoring 1 so far here in the bottom of the 7th. They've got the bases loaded with nobody out. And it'll be one of the many newcomers on this roster, Mason Young, at the plate trying to walk it off with a victory. The transfer from Douglas stands in. The first pitch from Coolthau is on the inner half at the knees for a called strike. The infield plays in, toes on the grass, hoping to cut off a run at home. The 0-1 pitch. Grounder up the middle. It's stopped on a backhand by the second baseman, but he tries to throw home for the out and will not get it there. Robinson's attempt no good. A walk-off winner for Mason Young. And they will chase him into the outfield grass as Roseburg walks off with an 8-7 win over the Wells Guardians. A little bit more exciting than it needed to be, but the Roseburg Indians will get the victory. 2-run score here in the 7th. It comes on 2 hits, no errors, and they'll have 3 men left on base to finish it out. 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Roseburg gets the victory on the walk-off fielder's choice for Mason Young. This one wraps up in a, well, let's see here. Nearly a 3-hour ball game for us there as we go full 7. Roseburg gets the victory, and it'll be 8-7 your final score in this one today. We'll come back after a quick timeout to head into the postgame show. Final score, 8-7. Roseburg wins it against the Guardians from Ida B. Wells here on this Thursday night non-league action. Back after a quick timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
A wild one here tonight at Champion Car Wash Field as the Roseburg Indians will walk off with a victory to go to 2-0 on the year. It was one that they assumed would probably end in a little bit of a less dramatic fashion. But nonetheless, they're able to battle back and get the win to go to 2-0 on the year. Roseburg led it 6-0 after 3 innings. Gave up 2 in the 5th inning. It was 6-2 going to the 7th inning. Roseburg led by 4. But let's see here. 11 hitters come to the plate in the 7th for Ida B. Wells. They score 5 runs to take a 7-6 lead, forcing Roseburg to bat in the bottom of the 7th, and they would pull it off. A bases-loaded walk for Nick Ruiz tied up the game, and Mason Young, a game-winning fielder's choice. A nice way for the young man to transfer from Douglas to help make some impact on his new team. He drives in the game-winning run, A.J. Black from third, and the Indians walk off with the victory. 8-7 the final score as we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field. Taking a look at the numbers. 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 8 men left on base for the Guardians. For Roseburg, 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 9 men left on base. Paxton Burke will get the win in relief. He pitched the final 2/3 of an inning in the 7th, got a pair of strikeouts. And Burke, pair of strikeouts, no hits, no runs allowed as he just faces 2 batters. He picks up the win to go to 1-0 on the year in relief. Fletcher Coleman started, he allowed 2 runs on 2 hits over 4 innings, 4 walks and 4 strikeouts, but no decision for him. Christian Corba had given up the lead. He was in line to take the loss if things had not gone Roseburg's way, but he gets a no decision. Ryan Glasser came in, did not record an out. He walked 2, including a walk that gave up a run, and that was the go-ahead run. And Glasser, just the 2 walks in his short relief appearance before getting relieved by Paxton Burke. Taking the loss, Joe Coulthau. Coulthau came in the 5th inning. He pitched the final 2. Did not record an out in the 7th, so doesn't get credit for that. He allows 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts for Coulthau. Gray Wilson started the game. He went 2 innings. He allowed 3 runs on 2 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Oliver Hastings pitched 2 innings. He allowed 3 runs on 3 hits with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Let's see here. Offensive numbers. Ramsey Prentice had a bunt single in the 7th. He scored a run. Gray Wilson was 1 for 2 with a pair of walks, and he had a pair of RBIs. Did have a RBI single in the 5th. Silas Morrison was 0 for 4 in the game, reached on an RBI fielder's choice in the 7th. Micah Burrell was 1 for 3 in the game with an RBI double in the 7th, a pair of strikeouts and a walk. Jack Burnham goes 2 for 3, a walk, a double, and an RBI single. Let's see here. Jimmy Tillis had a solo homer in the 5th inning for his only hit of the game. He does have 2 RBIs as he had a bases-loaded walk to give Wells the lead. Jude Nolan came in the 5th inning as a pinch hitter. All he did was go 2 for 3, had a double, a single, and scored 2 runs. He was a big impact off the bench. Walter Robinson had a walk in the 7th and scored a run. For Roseburg, Paxton Burke gets on base all 4 times. He ends up stealing 3 bases in this one. And Burke was 1 for 2 in the game, walked, hit by pitch, scored a run. 4 stolen bases for him in this one. Gets on base all 4 times. Did have an RBI on a fielder's choice. Amos Bowers goes 1 for 4 with a bunt single in the 1st. Danner Wirtz was 1 for 4 with a triple and a run scored in the 3rd. Fletcher Coleman goes 1 for 1. He walked 3 times, scored twice, got on base all 4 times. A.J. Black goes 1 for 4 with a big single in the 7th inning to help keep Roseburg's hopes alive. He scored the game-winning run. Christian Corba goes 1 for 2. He had a bases-loaded walk to drive in a run in the 1st. He also walked in the 2nd and scored a run. He had a bunt single in the 7th. A very beautiful placed bunt in that 7th inning. Nick Ruiz goes 0 for 2, but hit by pitch to bring in a run in the 3rd, and he was walked in the 7th to bring in a run. Mason Young goes 1 for 4, drives in a pair. He had an RBI single in the 3rd for his first hit of the year, and then had a fielder's choice to win it in the 7th. And then Rylan Glasser at the bottom of the order. He went 1 for 3 with an RBI single in this one tonight as well. Quite a wild ride for us here tonight, but a fun one nonetheless. Thanks so much for everybody for tuning in and joining us for this one. Good luck to the Wells Guardians as they head to California for their spring break road trip in Anaheim. They'll play 4 games starting on Monday with a doubleheader against teams from Nevada. Best of luck to them there. And for the Roseburg Indians, up next, they'll be back here at home taking on the Jesuit Crusaders. That'll be coming up on Monday. They'll play 2 against Jesuit, 1 Monday, 1 Tuesday. The Crusaders from Jesuit ranked 14th in the Perfect Game Northwest Top 25. That includes teams from Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, Alaska, and Idaho. So it's going to be a tough one on Monday. That'll be a 3 o'clock first pitch for that game against Jesuit. On Monday, we'll have coverage starting at 2:45 here on The Score. I want to say thanks to the Wells Guardians for making the trek down here. Always a pleasure to have them here at our ballpark. These teams have met now 3 times over the last 4 years. As for Roseburg, big thanks as always to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. Thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production here tonight. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. We'll catch up with you coming up on Monday when the Jesuit Crusaders are in town to take on Roseburg over spring break. It's a 3 o'clock first pitch. That means we'll get on the airwaves about 2:45 Monday afternoon. You can catch the action streaming on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube, or you can find Roseburg High Sports, as always, right here on